Hello, in this video we will explore some more options in Civil 3D corridor model. In our previous video we developed a simple corridor model, that of a drainage channel. If we come to the Prospector and right click the only corridor that we have, I go to properties. We see that we only have one region available in our corridor model right now. So if I select this, I can see that the only region has been selected in the plan view. In this video, our focus will be target. What are targets? How can they help us achieve some more desirable results? So this is the part that we will be working on in this video. If I click this option right now, it's going to give me an interesting message. So if I click this, it says no target found in the scripts, because there is no target applied to this model yet. I mean, assembly that has been applied to this corridor, this assembly does not have any sub-assembly that has that target feature or that target ability. So we will more be working on the assembly to gain target ability. So let's cancel this and go to the only assembly that is being currently applied in this corridor model. We know its name is ditch, so I'll come to the assembly and we'll go to the list. I see that that ditch assembly is already in my list. I will just right click and will select zoom to. There is our current assembly. I'm not gonna make any edits to this current assembly. Instead, I will make a new assembly. How can we make a new assembly if already there are some informations that are there in the current assembly, and I want to make use of those current features? How can I retain those features? Simple answer to that is copying process. So I will use AutoCAD command copy, and then we'll select everything over here. Okay, and then sometime you need more clicks to select everything. So I will enter and make a new copy, and then there is our new copy. I will just select it and I will change the name of the assembly. Important thing to remember is that assembly and sub-assemblies, they are totally different. Okay, assembly is something that controls sub-assemblies and their relationships with each other. Okay, so if I select the assembly right now and go to assembly properties, I will change the name. The name that has been applied to it by Civil3d, I will change this name to ditch with I will, let's say, ditch cut and fill, and then we'll press OK button. Then I will introduce new sub-assemblies, because this assembly that we have right now, it has only one sub-assembly, and this is that of this section that you see. This sub-assembly, if we go to its name, it's called ditch. It was a sub-assembly that was made of simple polyline, so it serves some purpose, but it does not have that intelligence to work with the surfaces or profiles or any other thing. Right now we will introduce a cut or fill sub-assembly that will have some intelligence. It will look for surfaces and will add more intelligence to our model. So where can we add new sub-assemblies? To look for more sub-assemblies, you need to come to home and then this button called tool palettes. Okay, you also can use the shortcut control plus 3. So if I press control and 3, I will come to that dialog box. Okay, so I'll click on this again, this tool palettes, and there comes our dialog box where we can now make use of different sub-assemblies. The most important sub-assembly that is going to serve that is going to help us create cut and fill conditions will be, there is a big list. So if I just scroll it, you can see there's a big list, and then you have lanes, sub-assemblies, some sub-assemblies that are related to roadworks. Then you have shoulder sub-assemblies, medians, and many other. And the important sub-assembly that I'm going to use will be a generic sub-assembly. So if I click on this generic, name generic, I see that there's a big list, and right now in this list I'm gonna make use of two sub-assemblies. One will be link slope to surface. This is the one that will help us a lot, and then in our current example. And then there is one other sub-assembly called mark point. Okay, so let's make use of this link slope to surface. Okay, I'll click this, and then it shows another dialog box where we can add information for the new sub-assembly to be inserted. I'm not gonna I will not be concerned more about these informations. If I scroll down and I come to that parameter section, here in really a good information that you need to provide. Okay, my sub-assembly will be on right side of the assembly. So this is really important to make this right or left. Right now I'm gonna insert assembly over here, so it should be right. Okay, and if I need to insert the sub-assembly over here, then I need to make this option as left. Use super elevation. No, I'm not concerned about super elevation in this model. This is really important when you need to work with roadworks. Slope direction away from crown. Yes, this is important. And then slope. If I make changes to it, it's not going to allow me. For some reason, I think I need to restart my Civil3d because I'm not able to make changes to this dialog box over here. But no problem. I'm gonna go with the default, and then I can make changes somewhere else as well. So I'm not gonna play with this percentage right now. For some reason, like I said, it's not gonna allow me to make any changes to it. Okay, but I can, I think, play with this option. I'm gonna make this as cut option, cut only, fill only. So the new assembly that is being inserted can be inserted with three features. It can only be either cut only sub-assembly, it can only be a fill only, it can both be a cut and fill. What I'm going to do is that I'm gonna make it cut only, and there is a reason for it, because what I want is that I want to have the cut assembly to have a slope of, let's say, 5%, and then the fill slope I need to make it let's say some different. I'm gonna keep it 3%. So that's why I will be inserting this new sub-assembly 2 times. Okay, so I'm gonna make it cut only. And then point codes, I'm not concerned about this. Link codes, obviously it will help in one way or the other, but let us not we in our future videos we are gonna cover all these other options. Okay, so I'm gonna insert the link right now, and location of the new link to be inserted or point of attachment is really important. So I'm gonna click on this small ring, you can call it, and there it is, our new link. Now, like I said, if I select it and come to the subassembly properties, I can make changes to things like slope that I was not able to. Okay, so I will come to parameters, and then there are those parameters that were available in that dialog box, but I was not able to make changes to those. I can change those parameters over here easily. So our some subassembly was side was right, and then slope direction was away from crown. We were able to make that change. And then add link in cut only. This is extremely important. So I will keep it cut only, but the slope I'm going to change it. I'm going to make it so when there is a cut condition, our link will have a slope of, let's say, 5%, just for example. We can keep any value we want. So our aim definitely is just only to explore tools and options. Instead, we are not gonna go into that engineering thing. Okay, so slope is in cut conditions, we will have a slope of 5%. I'm gonna press OK, and then instead, let's say, to make it even more visible, I can select it again and make the slope a little bit more. I'll come to parameter and we'll make it 10. Okay, so we will have a slope of 10%, if our link is in cut condition. Then we will come to that dialog box again and link slope to surface. We will use it again, and this time we are gonna call it, yes, exactly, we need to rename the already added link. We need to give it some specific name. If I select it and come to subassembly properties and come to information, its name is link slope to surface, and I will rename it. I will call it link slope to surface, and we'll put a name cut next to it, so it has some specific name. Let's now create the other subassembly, link slope to surface, and again it's going to be on the right side, and a slope, I'm not sure if I can make changes to this now. I can't, but I will make it a fill only subassembly. Okay, and then we'll click over here. There is our new subassembly. I will click it and I will rename it, and we'll call it fill. And then we'll go to the parameter section and we'll change the slope to minus, let's say, 3%. Okay, minus 3% will be the slope, and it will only appear in fill conditions only. So I'll press OK, and then I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side as well. So I can click this subassembly, right click, and mirror to mirror. So if I select this mirror options, I'm gonna do it again. I will select this subassembly and will right click, and there is an option called mirror. So if I click mirror and if I click this guy, I can see that subassembly has been mirrored to the other side. And if I just click it and go to properties, I can see that direction side, exactly, side is something that has automatically been adjusted for me. The side is now left. So also I'm gonna select the other one, and then if I click right, it gives me that mirror options, but also we have that option available over here as well. So I'll click on this mirror option and we'll click somewhere on this ring, and there it is. We have our sub-assemblies attached to our assembly. Now I'm gonna close this guy and we'll come to our corridor now has to be rebuilt. So I'll rebuild our corridor. Because right now we have not applied that new assembly. We have not applied that new assembly to our corridor yet. So I'm gonna go to corridor, right click and properties, and then instead of ditch, the assembly is there. What I can do is that I can now click the small arrow and we can select the assembly that I need. I'm having slight confusion. I mean, which which assembly is the one that we created right now? So no problem. We have another option. This option, if we select from the drawing, so if you select it, I know this is our sub-assembly. Now I can just simply select it, and there it is. It is ditch dash cut and fill. So I'll select this and we'll press OK, and we'll just simply press OK again. It gives me a message saying rebuild the corridor. Okay, so if we come to the corridor, nothing seems to be there at all. What I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna make a sample line. We'll come to the home button and we'll use this option called sample line. Just click it, and it is asking for select an alignment or press enter key to select from the list. I'll just simply press enter. We have only one alignment in our model, so it's already selected, so press OK. Right now I'm not gonna go in detail about what we can do with this sample line tool, but definitely in our future videos, inshallah, we will be covering these tools as well. For the time being, it says specify station along alignment, so I can click anywhere. Let's say I will click over here, and then it says enter the left swath width, which is currently 20. I'm gonna press enter to enter because I'm happy with 20 meter, and then it says enter the right swath width, and it's 20, so I'm okay with this. And then specify station along alignment, so it's actually asking me for the new location for the new sample line. I'm simply going to press enter, so it will create a sample line for me. Sample line is there, and then I will select this new sample line, and when I select the sample line, I get this options called create section view. So I'll right click it, current section view, create section view or create multiple section views. I'm gonna use the first option. I will just click it, and I'm not gonna go in any depth of this dialog box. I will simply ignore all options. We'll keep them as their default. So I'll create section view and click over here, and I can see that it has created a section view for me. This section view is showing the drainage channel in it, but we don't see any other thing. Question is that if we have added those new sub-assemblies, where they are. So to explore this or to find the solution, I will come to the corridor itself and we'll right click properties, and then we'll select the only region that we have. By the way, let's rename it and we'll call it drainage channel, just to make things easy for us. Okay, so we have our region selected, and I will come to the targets, this target options. I will click this button, which will take us to the target dialog box. So if I click this, now it is showing a different dialog box. I mean, initially we did not have any dialog box, but this time we have one. And this is where we can do target mapping. Right now I'm gonna make use of the surface. I mean, we have associated links with our assemblies. We actually introduced new sub-assemblies, and those sub-assemblies brought these features or these things with them in the target mapping dialog box. So if I come to target surface, I can see that next thing selected next to this target surface is link slope to surfaces undercut, link slope to surfaces underfill, and then we have 4 sub-assemblies that are being shown over here. What I can do is that if I select this one, I can come to currently there is none against this sub-assembly, but I'm gonna map a surface against this sub-assembly. So I will click the none button and it will take me to surfaces list. So I'll click this and it is asking me to pick a surface. I will select the existing ground. Existing ground will behave as a target for our current corridor model. So I will press enter, and then instead of doing, because we know we have only one existing ground and this behaves as a target for all sub-assemblies which want to target a surface. So I don't have to do it individually for every sub-assembly. I mean, clicking this and then selecting this one. Instead, there is a powerful option called click here to set all. So I can do it all at once. If I click it and select the existing ground and press OK, it has applied the target, the existing ground as target to all sub-assemblies. So I don't have to worry about, and I don't have to work that much. I'll simply press OK, and rebuild the corridor. Now, as you can see, some new things have appeared in our corridor model. This line that you can see over here, if I come close to it and just hover over it, it is showing me point codes P2. For some strange reasons, I'm not able to capture it with my current screen recorder. But there is, if you hover over this green line, it will show some messages, and one message is point codes P2. Where it is coming from, we will explore this either in this video or in one of our future videos. Okay, so now if I come over here, I can see that I have this link now developed, and this link starts from the drainage channel, and then it terminates at the surface. Okay, on the other side too, we have a link that starts from the drainage channel and then it terminates somewhere. Now, problem is that our sample line is short, so it's not covering the whole length. What I can do is I can select it, and just instead of this one, I'm not gonna play with this, I'm gonna play with that small arrow. I'm just gonna drag it. Now I should be able to see it in our view, in our section view. And as you can see that our section view, in our section view, the link has started from the drainage channel and it terminates somewhere over here. Obviously this doesn't seems to be okay, but at least we are able to explore the target feature, how we can work with this. I mean, how we can fix it. Obviously we can go to the profile and then we can work with the design profile. We can just raise it or lower it, change it, make some changes to the design profile, and in this way we will definitely get a desirable results over here. But this we are going to do in our future videos. We will annotate it, we will make some beautiful cross sections, and then which will have everything labeled in the cross sections. But in this video, hopefully you may get the idea of how the target works. By the way, in this section view you can see that fill is being applied only. Let's see where, I mean, if I select the profile view, and then instead I'm gonna go to analyze tab and come to station tracker, and will show station tracker in current viewport, because we only have one viewport, so I'm gonna click this one. Okay, and let's see if we have, because this section shows that it is in fill. I just need to see if we can see it. We just need to see how it works in cut conditions. So where is cut conditions? Cut conditions is somewhere over here, and if I select it, as I move my cursor along the profile view, we can see a marker going exactly to the location in our plan view too. So over here there is some cut works, and I can see that it is somewhere over here. Yes, exactly. So I will come over here and we'll select the feature sample line, and we'll take it to this new locations. Just release the mouse, and our corridor model has been updated. Section view is updated too, and I can see that it is still the section is still in fill conditions, and this has something to do with the this point. Let me come to the assembly itself. Something with this point. What we can do is that we can introduce some surfaces, and we can play with the profile view, and this definitely will get solved in our future videos. So hopefully you get the idea of how target works. So let's see you in the next video.